Welcome again to another episode of Smiles in the Air, your oral health and prevention podcast. I'm Salsa da Costa, and today with me I have Lucas Guidetti, that is here. You are the group leader for brand and design at Curaprox.
Yes, that's right. I am a team leader from brand and design at Curaden, which is the umbrella brand from our consumer brand Curaprox. Yes.
So it's always nice to have someone that is not directly a clinician in the podcast, so someone that is working in the industry too. And we were talking offline, and you were saying that the brand is really important in the industry. So can you explain this a little bit? Because we have most of the listeners, they are clinicians, so they are used to build their brand, their name of the practice. But here we are talking more about products. So how you think that the brand is important in the dental industry?
Well, I think the brand, you have to, if you want products, if you have a good offering and you want people to use your products, it is important to create remembrance. It is important to create this top of mind. And when you take care of the brand and not only the visual part, not only the logo, not only the colors or the attractive part, but also what you present as an offering, and I'm talking about the intangible assets of the brand, what you stand for, which are your values and your philosophy and purpose. And this should be reflected through the brand. And people at the end of the day, they are buying that. They are not buying, of course, this everything communicates through the visuals and everything, but at the end of the day, your offering and your value and deep purpose should show through. And this is the most important when branding, and especially in an industry with everything has been branded, perhaps on regards to the persons and the practitioners themselves.
That's the thing. Like it's important to communicate through the brand. It is important to communicate through the design of the product. How we are doing this? Because you have the communication to the clinician, because they are the ones maybe that will advise the product itself. But then there's the communication also towards the patient. So you need to combine both of them?
Yes, we are a B2B2C brand. So basically, we definitely have these two streams, and this is really something that crystallize our offering as a brand. We've got all these academic expertise, research, all these things we have done working very closely with practitioners, dentists, hygienists, and at the same time, we also touch the heart of consumers who buy with the eyes, who want to something attractive, appealing, and this is very much what crystallize our soul. This blue and white, which stands for this clinical aspect, and at the same time this design aspect and this spark of color that you see in our products. We really are our positioning, and this is a very important word in branding. Our positioning really crystallizes these two words, and this is very, very important to talk to professionals, dentists, hygienists, but at the same time also to talk to our consumers and people, the general public.
This is super interesting. So I need to learn a little bit more about you, actually. Because it's true that you are in the dental industry today. You have a nice communication through your brand and design. And how did you got here?
Talking about myself?
Yeah, because you told me that you were in the Lucerne, if I'm not mistaken, do your management and what was it? Management and what degree?
Yeah, I did. My last degree was an MBA in business promotion and development.
That was it. So, and how you shift then to be responsible for the brand and the design of Curaprox?
Oh boy, it has been a long journey. I've started. I have a mixed background. My mom, she's Colombian. My dad, he's Swiss from the French side, and I returned from Colombia and I went to Switzerland, to Lucerne, to finish my master's in product design and management. And after that, I was working in a branding agency in the United States, and I've been in also the editorial industry, working in board games and publications, books, and so on. Also in classic agencies, advertising agencies, and doing campaigns and all these things. And then I started in Curaden as a brand designer, and I've been recently taking this responsibility of leading the team towards the goals we have as a brand, which is something I think very ambitious.
This is interesting for me to understand a little bit your background, your path also, because you are quite close to for the market. So you just came from Mexico, from a big exhibition. You take the feedback that you get from the exhibitions and you try to transform it to in the new design.
Well, I believe when you're trying to build a brand worldwide, you need really to have a glocal approach. This is a term that I haven't coined this term. This is something
Glocal.
Glocal is really try to with a global aspect, and really try to direct things from our headquarters in Kriens, and at the same time local adaptation is needed. On the one hand, you profit, not everything that touches the heart of people is the same in every geography. And on the other hand, as a global company, we need to create efficiencies. We need to create things that are systematized, and we cannot invent the wheel every single time in every country we show up.
Yeah, I agree. We don't use the term glocal, but we use the sentence think global, act local. So I think it's more or less in the same. But glocal is a nice one. Maybe I will start using that one.
Yeah, it's something that is kind of around if in literature of this internationalization models. So.
Yeah. But for you, it's important also to act with the clinicians. We were just sharing that we know some person and we like this person, this is Marie-Rui. But you, by being in touch with them, with the clinicians, you also have a easier work in the future?
Well, the clinicians are also our recommendator. We want to work with clinicians. Our work starts with the clinicians. The B2C market is a consequence of working very well with the professional dentists, hygienists, and this is a consequence of it. Our good work and our demand, it comes and it trickles down after the clinicians are kind of convinced, and they become our fans. And this is something that trickles down towards a demand on the B2C side, which afterwards it will be replicated in having our products listed in retail stores and so on. But at the beginning, our work really starts with professionals towards B2B and towards hygienists and dentist professionals.
That's good. So if you need to, or if you should classify yourself in terms of the job that you are doing and the most important part of your job, what would it be?
I think the most important part of my job is to try to achieve consistency, to try to achieve remembrance worldwide, that you say, these guys, this is the thought brush that makes me feel this way. This is what I would like to buy. And also at the same time is kind of achieving this consistency worldwide, but also trying to pursue the people, or to convince the people who haven't had the pleasure of the self-care, of oral self-care, that our products enable this feeling. Our products enable you to take your oral care in your hands, and this is a very, very strong feeling. And that's why I was mentioned to you that is not only about the visuals, it's also about where we come from and how we reflect that towards consumers. So this is one of the biggest challenges we have, and of course the challenge as a brand manager to make things consistent with a local touch, and at the same time trying that the brand always look fresh, attractive, and always true to our values and soul.
I like what you're saying, that when you asked me before offline, who are you? I left out a little bit who I am. I just said Celso, because I wanted to have this discussion with you, and also find from someone that is not a clinician how they are building the brand. I'm a dental clinician. I'm a dental hygienist by background, and today director of the Swiss Dental Academy and director of marketing. So I always try to bring the clinician side into the branding of the company, but also how should we communicate in terms of a clinical aspect. And I'm quite happy to hear you, because you are doing this already. How should I communicate? How can I make others feel good? How can I touch lives? This is, I think, your goal too, right?
Yes, I mean, I think the goal of or my goal is to make people to make our products always attractive, always true to our values, always in favor of the patients, in favor of the consumers, and make our brand recognizable worldwide, have some consistency, and of course, at the end is, as I was saying to you, is about having these or why or purpose, kind of convey that in a way that our consumers are convinced of our product. I think the most difficult part is to try, and then once you try, once you have tried an interdental, once you have tried the power that has to when you go with an interdental through your brushes, through your teeth, I think this is very very powerful, and being able to provide oral self-care to yourself in this way, it's very enjoyable, and we want to foster this daily ritual through oral care, and our products are just the mean, but the most important is the convey of knowledge and the educational part. These are just tools or products. The product alone doesn't do the job. The job is also through education. The job is also through transfer of knowledge, and the products are just the mean towards that.
To achieve the goal. Yeah. So knowing that we are talking with some young clinicians that are looking to build their own brand, by your experience and being more general, not only focused now on the home care products, what kind of advice can you give them?
Young clinicians that are trying to build their brand. Well, I think the most important thing is be true to your values, the interaction with people. I think this is very important, and to understand the pain points, the needs of the people, and to have a very, very good positioning. What is your offering? Why are you different than the other ones? What is this thing that make you completely different?
Unique.
And once you have found this strategic position, I think everything would be a consequence out of it. But this is very important to find. What is this thing that makes you wake up in the morning and give it all?
Yes, Lucas, it was a really nice discussion with you. I enjoyed a lot. So I hope that the listeners enjoy it as well. So thank you for coming. It was a pleasure. We still will have some talks after this this recording. So for all the listeners, thank you for listening to us in another episode of Smiles in the Air. Don't miss the next one. So subscribe in any platform that you are getting in touch with us. So it can be YouTube, it can be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and don't forget you are also available on the Swiss Dental Online Academy Season 1, Season 2. So don't miss the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you very much.